folks, it's Molly Holick Rodriguez, your coffee coach, and I am excited to share this week's message from my backyard. I wanted to share with you our awesome lake. Whenever I feel challenged or anxious, I step out into my backyard and I look at this beautiful lake. So I wanted to share it with you to bring some calmness and tranquility for your Monday morning. Because Mondays can be the best day for some people and they can be the worst for others. So I want to share a little bit of pleasantry with you. Today we're going to quick review our agreements that we have together so that your process can be the best that it can be. The more you lean into this process, the more you will get out of it. The less you lean in, the less you will get out of it. Then we will just quick touch on our topic from last week, from week 2. And finally, we'll go into our great, compelling topic for this week, which I'm really excited to share with you. So our agreements together, like I said, the more you lean in, the more you'll get out of this process. Our agreements are first, be here, be now, shutting off all distractions. Distractions jump into our life only if we allow them to. So maybe pause the video, shut off your email, close the door, get in a space that you need to be in, whether that's if you need to take a couple of deep breaths and raise your hands up, take a few deep breaths, do that now so you can really be here and get the most out of this content and this coffee cup coaching process. 2, grab a pen and paper, one that you've specifically been using over the past couple of weeks so you can keep your notes in the same place. 3, grab your cup of coffee so you give your body and your mind that experience of coming together. So you're actually physically reminding yourself as you drink your cup of coffee or your cup of tea to slow down and really focus on this content. I also encourage you to maybe take the next hour to power through, to set like a power hour and power through some of the content that we're talking about. So if you have a goal for today, take action towards that goal. And 4, have grace with yourself. Change takes about 24 to 36 months. So if you want to be running the Chicago Marathon by October, but you are still 40 pounds overweight, you might want to give yourself some grace. So just a moment that we are human, we are imperfect, we make mistakes, it's okay. You can get back on the wagon really fast. And if you haven't scheduled your monthly coaching call for last month or this month, get it on the calendar. I want to talk to you and hear how you're doing via text and also in that coaching call. So now, last week we talked all about self-awareness and what sets high achievers apart from the masses. And that really is the concept of self-awareness or mindfulness, knowing ourselves more, understanding our ego, understanding our growth edge. Many different terms. Really, to me, it all boils down to self-awareness. And self-awareness is an opportunity for us to learn more about our limitations and more about our strengths, leverage our strengths and work on our limitations. I know there are people in the world that are a lot better at me than certain things. So I look at those areas in myself that I don't necessarily like, and I look at people who may have worked on those areas in themselves, and I try to follow in some of their footsteps or receive some guidance for them. So I am self-aware about my limitations. I'm still learning it. And I'm also self-aware around my strengths, and I maximize on my strengths. But what is going to set you apart from the masses is your ability to be self-aware. And then when you discover your strengths and limitations, maybe pause the video and write down some of your strengths and limitations right now in 2 separate columns. Is when you understand more about yourself, then you take action towards the things that you want to, or even the things that feel uncomfortable. Because when we are more self-aware, we often remind ourselves over and over again, like, I am okay, I can do this. So let me know how the self-awareness exercises went from last week. And then finally, our compelling topic for this week. It builds on top of self-awareness. Really, this whole coffee coaching process is building self-awareness so that you can take more massive action towards the things that you want to and start to diminish behaviors, ideas, thought processes that you don't want to have in your life. For example, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough goods. I just can't do it. Those are thought processes that don't serve us. But building self-awareness around those thought processes through understanding our stinking thinking. That's our compelling topic for this week. Stinking thinking is a term coined by Dr. Bob and Judith Wright from the Wright Foundation. They are on the cutting edge of neuroscience research and science about human transformation and living true potential. I love their organization, and I took this term from one of their seminars. They place anything that limits us in the key phrase of stinking thinking. Stinking thinking is what holds us back. Stinking thinking is a thought process that allows us, or that forces us to think through our limbic system. So when we think through our limbic system, we are in a fight or flight response. We're not in a response in our prefrontal cortex. Our prefrontal cortex allows us to vision, allows us to have good judgment, allows us to be calm and connect with other humans, to create meaning to the work that we're doing. But when we live out of the fight or flight response, we often take actions that may not be serving us, and we also do behaviors like those yucky, silly behaviors that we get stuck in often come from the limbic system. So stinking thinking is born in the limbic system, and stinking thinking sounds something like this. I can't, it's yucky, I won't do it, that's stupid, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I could never get that done, we don't have enough money, that's too hard, she doesn't like me, he doesn't like me, they don't care. Anything that runs along that parallel line is all stinking thinking. So this week we're going to continue to build our self-awareness by catching ourselves in stinking thinking. And really, the first way to start getting rid of stinking thinking, because I imagine if you're anything like me, you have a little bit of stinking thinking. Actually pause the video right now and maybe write down some of the thoughts that you're having around stinking thinking. Maybe this video is stupid, or what is she talking about, or I don't understand. Maybe pause the video and think about the things right now that you're having stinking thinking about. And then after we start to identify our stinking thinking, we want to celebrate it, because the more we celebrate it, the less power we give it. So anytime that I'm like, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to do my work, I go, yay, I'm in stinking thinking. I catch myself, and then it allows me to tame that thought process and get really back to the work that I need to do and power through the work that I need to do. So Kate Northrup, she is a very successful entrepreneur. She teaches humans all around the world about how to be financially free. And I heard her say once that the power and magnitude that waits for us on the thing that we are most resistant to is directly related to how much resistance we have towards it. So if you are someone who's like, I gotta get to the gym, you're thinking about the gym, you're fretting about the gym, you don't want to go to the gym, the power that waits for you there once you actually get to the gym and start getting in a workout routine is endless. So the power that you have the resistance towards, something that you have so much resistance towards, on the other side of it waits for endless power. So if you have a lot of resistance or stinking thinking around money, around love, around your business, the more you can identify it and lean into it will result in the power that waits for you on the other side. So this week is all about stinking thinking and celebrating your stinking thinking so we can tame your stinking thinking in your life. So I want to hear what you're stinking thinking about lately or in this moment, and then throughout the week I want you to tally how many times you celebrate your stinking thinking. We are diminishing the power of stinking thinking in your head. So that is your coffee cup coaching with Molly this week, and I look forward to your text and to your one-on-one coaching session. See you next week.